Hello, everybody. I wanted to throw some predictions for this weekend's fights. Just a little brief backstory before I do. Huge boxing fan. Pretty much watched everything that's came on in the last 20 years. Used to collect and trade tapes all around the world. Just love the sport. Been my favorite sport since I was a kid. Thought about starting my own boxing channel for some time. Just talking about fights, predictions, maybe even adding some content. But for now, I'm just going to start making predictions and throwing them up on this channel. I'll put them on a separate playlist. All right, so let's get to the fights. I'm going to break down each card separately. So the first card, you got Devon Alexander versus Berto and Peter Quillin versus Jalen Love. All right, so for the first fight, Peter Quillin versus Jalen Love. I haven't seen Peter Quillin since he was knocked out in a round by Danny Jacobs. I know he fought Deshaun Johnson, but only one fight in 3 years concerns me. I was never a big Quillin fan anyway. The draw with Andy Lee, I thought Gabe Rosado was coming on in that fight before it got stopped on cuts. Quillin's a good fighter. Kind of reminds me a little bit of like the Jamal Crawford of boxing. You know, he doesn't look old, but he is getting up there. And, you know, this is a do or die fight for him, so I do expect him to bring it all. And Jalen Love, seen him a bunch of times over the years, never been impressed with them. You know, average fighter, not a big puncher. You know, the loss to Porky Medina on his resume stands out. You know, losing after Porky Medina's fight versus DeGale, that loss isn't as bad as it originally looked. But elite fighters and even, you know, good fighters shouldn't lose to Porky Medina, and they shouldn't get knocked out in 3 rounds by Porky Medina. So, all that being said, I'm going to go with Love in this fight. I think he's a little fresher. I think he's more in his physical prime. Quillin, you know, one fight in 3 years. You know, he's always had a history of fading down the stretch, so you throw in them stamina issues. You know, I feel like Love can just keep it even enough through the first 6 and then close the fight, win a decision, a close decision. So that's my prediction for this fight. For the next fight, Devon Alexander versus Berto. Both of these guys, in my opinion, are past their prime. Berto, in my mind, is just completely washed up. I think Alexander still has a little bit left. But, you know, after Berto's last fight where he just got dominated and destroyed by Sean Porter, I'm surprised he's even fighting again after that fight. I mean, it's boxing, so you can never really be too surprised. But I feel like he should probably just retired after that fight. And this fight, now Devon's not a big puncher, but I don't like this fight for Berto style-wise. Devon's at his best when he gets to move and counter. Kind of, you know, get started off his jab 1-2. And, you know, Berto is just so easy to hit now. His punch resistance is pretty much gone. Even in his prime, he just relied on speed, reflexes, athleticism. I don't think he has that no more. You know, Devon, going back, I thought he beat Ortiz in his last fight. I thought he got a raw deal in that fight. But going back to where he lost to Amir Khan, where he lost to, Aaron Martinez, then going back further, you know, he just no-showed against Tim Bradley. I thought he got a gift against Matisse. And I'm from St. Louis, so I followed his career very closely. From St. Louis originally, but I followed Devon's career very closely, and I've never really been a fan. To me, he's a good fighter. You know, he was a champion, but in his biggest moments, he seems to come up short. So, except for the Maidana fight, like I said, which I give him credit for, that was his best performance. He looked great that night, but that was a long time ago. But I do think he'll beat Berto this weekend. I feel like Berto's made to order for him, especially at this point in Berto's career. Berto will be coming forward. And Devon, one thing I'll say about him again, he has a good chin. I don't think Berto can hurt Devon. Maybe a flash knockdown or something if he lands something clean. But even then, I just don't see him knocking out Devon. Devon should be able to counter, pick him apart. Devon's not a big puncher, but I think he can hurt Berto. I can see Berto maybe getting dropped on some counters or just the accumulation of punishment adding up. And I see Devon by late TKO or a wide unanimous decision. So, yeah, that's my predictions for this card. Comment if you agree or disagree. Thanks for watching.